Wednesday afternoon, 2:15 p.m. 18-year-old Tyler Madison walks into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom like he's entering his high school principal's office, with an attitude that screams, "This is just another problem my dad will fix." Tyler isn't just any student. He's the son of State Senator William Madison, chairman of the Rhode Island Senate Judiciary Committee and one of the most powerful political figures in New England. Tyler has grown up watching his father make phone calls that make problems disappear, pull strings that open doors, and leverage political influence that makes rules bend in his favor. Today, Tyler is here for something that should humiliate any decent young person, being arrested for vandalism, public intoxication, and assault after spray painting obscenities on the Providence War Memorial while drunk, then attacking the security guard who tried to stop him. But Tyler isn't humiliated. He's irritated that this minor incident is taking up his afternoon. The incident happened Saturday night. Tyler had been drinking at a fraternity party near Brown University when he and 3 friends decided to prank the war memorial downtown. Security cameras captured Tyler spray painting vulgar images and profanity across the memorial's marble walls while his friends cheered and recorded videos for social media. When 67-year-old security guard Robert Santos approached them and asked them to stop, Tyler's response was to shove the elderly man to the ground, causing Santos to hit his head on the concrete steps and require 6 stitches. Tyler's first words when police arrived weren't an apology or concern for Mr. Santos. They were, "Do you know who my father is? Senator Madison is going to destroy your careers over this harassment." Now, 4 days later, Tyler appears before Judge Caprio, confident that his father's political connections will make this embarrassing incident disappear like all his previous problems. Tyler enters the courtroom wearing a perfectly tailored suit that costs more than most people's monthly rent, flashing the kind of entitled smirk that suggests he views this hearing as a formality before getting back to his privileged life. "Good afternoon, Your Honor," Tyler says, his tone casual and disrespectful, like he's greeting a school administrator rather than a judge. Judge Caprio looks up from the case file, his expression immediately darkening as he reviews the police report, security footage, and witness statements. "Mr. Madison, you're charged with vandalism of a public monument, public intoxication, assault on a security guard, and disturbing the peace. How do you respond to these charges?" Tyler's attorney, Margaret Whitfield, one of the most expensive defense lawyers in Rhode Island and a longtime family friend, rises immediately. "Your Honor, my client pleads not guilty to all charges. We believe this was a college prank that has been blown completely out of proportion due to my client's family connections." Judge Caprio's eyebrows rise. "Ms. Whitfield, are you suggesting that vandalizing a war memorial and assaulting a security guard is a college prank?" Tyler interrupts his own lawyer, a decision that will prove catastrophic. "Your Honor, I need to set the record straight here. This whole thing is being treated like some major criminal enterprise when all I did was make some temporary artwork on public property. The security guard wasn't seriously hurt, and the memorial can be cleaned with pressure washing. No permanent damage was done to anyone or anything." The courtroom falls into stunned silence. Judge Caprio slowly removes his reading glasses and places them carefully on the bench. "Mr. Madison, did you just describe spray painting obscenities on a war memorial as temporary artwork?" Tyler realizes he may have misspoken but doubles down with typical teenage arrogance. "Your Honor, I'm an art student at Brown University, majoring in contemporary social expression. I understand creative expression and its role in challenging societal norms. What I created was social commentary about the glorification of military violence in American society and the way we romanticize warfare instead of pursuing peaceful solutions." Social commentary? Exactly. My work was meant to provoke discussion about whether we should celebrate war or focus on peace. It's the kind of challenging art that makes people think. Judge Caprio studies Tyler with growing disbelief. "Mr. Madison, you spray-painted penis drawings and curse words on a memorial honoring veterans who died serving our country." Tyler's voice becomes condescending. "Your Honor, you're reducing complex artistic symbolism to crude interpretations. The imagery I created represents the destructive nature of militarism and the way war corrupts human relationships. The audacity hangs in the air like toxic smoke. Tyler actually believes his drunken vandalism was sophisticated political art. Mr. Madison, are you claiming your vandalism was protected speech? I'm saying that people with artistic training understand expression in ways that others might not immediately recognize. Tyler's attorney desperately tries to control the damage. Your Honor, my client is young and sometimes uses poor word choices to describe his actions. Tyler immediately contradicts his own lawyer again. Actually, Ms. Whitfield, I was very deliberate with my words. This court needs to understand that not all violations are equal. When someone with my education and artistic background creates public art, it should be evaluated differently than random vandalism. Judge Caprio has presided over thousands of cases, but Tyler represents a special category of delusional arrogance. Mr. Madison, you believe your education exempts you from laws protecting public monuments? I believe people with advanced artistic education should be trusted to make intelligent decisions about public expression. The courtroom erupts in angry murmurs. Judge Caprio raises his hand for silence. Mr. Madison, what about assaulting the security guard who asked you to stop? Tyler's response reveals the depth of his selfishness and complete lack of empathy. Your Honor, Mr. Santos was interfering with my artistic process and became aggressive toward me and my friends. When someone doesn't understand what they're looking at, they sometimes react inappropriately and try to use their authority to suppress free expression. I was trying to educate him about the nature of my work and the importance of artistic freedom, but he became hostile and threatening. Judge Caprio leans forward, his voice becoming dangerously quiet. You were trying to educate him by shoving him to the ground? I was trying to create safe space so I could explain my artistic vision without physical intimidation. Mr. Santos approached me aggressively and put his hands on me first. I was defending myself and my right to complete my work. Mr. Madison, Mr. Santos is 67 years old, weighs 140 pounds, and was hospitalized with a head injury that required 6 stitches. Tyler shrugs dismissively, showing not an ounce of remorse. Your Honor, older people sometimes have balance issues and mobility problems. I barely made contact with him. The fact that he fell so easily suggests he shouldn't be working security if he's not physically capable of handling encounters with the public. Maybe this incident will help him realize he needs to find work more appropriate for his age and physical limitations. The words hit the courtroom like a bomb. Tyler has just blamed a 67-year-old veteran for getting injured while trying to protect a war memorial. Judge Caprio's voice becomes ice cold. Mr. Madison, are you blaming Mr. Santos for being injured when you assaulted him? Tyler realizes he's angered the judge but can't stop himself. I'm saying that if someone is going to work in security, they need to be physically prepared for encounters with the public. Mr. Madison, Mr. Santos served in Vietnam and has worked security at that memorial for 15 years without incident. Tyler's voice becomes defensive. Your Honor, that's exactly my point. Maybe it's time for him to retire and let younger, more capable people handle these responsibilities. Judge Caprio has heard enough entitled defendants to fill several lifetimes, but Tyler represents something unprecedented, a student using educational privilege to justify assault. Mr. Madison, you believe your artistic education justifies attacking a Vietnam veteran? Tyler realizes this question is dangerous but can't resist defending himself. I believe educational differences sometimes create communication barriers that result in unfortunate misunderstandings. Misunderstandings like putting a 67-year-old man in the hospital. Tyler's arrogance reaches its peak. Your Honor, maybe this incident will help Mr. Santos understand that he needs to approach situations with more cultural sensitivity. The nuclear bomb of entitlement has finally detonated. Tyler Madison has just suggested that a Vietnam veteran needs cultural sensitivity training after being assaulted by a drunk college student. Judge Caprio's response will be quoted in law schools for decades. Mr. Madison, you have just demonstrated the most comprehensive combination of arrogance, disrespect for veterans, and absence of personal accountability I have witnessed in 30 years on this bench. Tyler, still not understanding his danger, makes his final and most catastrophic mistake. Your Honor, I think you're allowing personal bias to affect your legal judgment. This case should be handled administratively, not criminally. My father can arrange for appropriate restitution and community service that would benefit everyone involved. The courtroom explodes in shocked gasps and angry murmurs. Tyler has just told Judge Caprio that his legal judgment is compromised and offered to have his father arrange a political solution. Mr. Madison, you just accused this court of bias while suggesting your father can arrange a political resolution to criminal charges. Tyler's arrogance reaches its absolute peak. Your Honor, I'm suggesting that people with political experience and legal connections understand how to handle delicate situations like this more effectively than the traditional criminal justice system. My family has been resolving complex issues for generations. Judge Caprio stands up, a gesture that immediately silences the courtroom. Mr. Madison, you believe your father's political position should override criminal law. Tyler makes his most devastating statement, the words that will destroy his future. Your Honor, my dad will handle this. He always handles everything. Senator Madison has connections at every level of government in this state. You can continue with this hearing if you want, but we both know how this is going to end. My father makes one phone call, and this all goes away. The words hang in the air like an open threat. Tyler Madison has just told Judge Frank Caprio that his father's political power makes this hearing a meaningless charade. Furthermore, Tyler continues, digging his grave deeper, my father has been very generous to judicial campaigns in this state. He remembers his friends, and he also remembers people who try to make problems for his family. Judge Caprio's final patience expires completely. The courtroom has gone dead silent, shocked by Tyler's brazen attempt to intimidate a sitting judge. Mr. Madison, you just threatened this court with your father's political influence while showing complete disrespect for veterans, assault victims, and the judicial process. Tyler finally realizes he may be in serious trouble. Your Honor, I think you're completely misunderstanding my words and taking everything out of context. Bailiff Rodriguez, place Mr. Madison in restraints immediately. Tyler's face goes pale for the first time. Wait, what? You can't arrest me for talking. My dad will have you removed from the bench. Mr. Madison, your father's political connections couldn't prevent you from committing crimes, and they won't save you from consequences. As bailiffs approach Tyler with handcuffs, he makes one final desperate attempt to leverage his family's power. Your Honor, Senator Madison sits on the Judiciary Committee that oversees judicial appointments. You're making a huge mistake. Judge Caprio's response destroys Tyler's world with surgical precision. Mr. Madison, you are sentenced to 6 months in county jail for assault, contempt of court, and threatening a judicial proceeding. Tyler's arrogance crumbles instantly. 6 months. Your Honor, that will destroy my college career. Your college career was destroyed when you chose to vandalize a war memorial and assault a veteran. Additionally, Judge Caprio continues, you are ordered to pay full restitution for memorial restoration costs, Mr. Santos's medical expenses, and court costs, totaling $47,000. Tyler screams, $47,000. My father will never allow this. Your father will pay every penny, or you'll remain in jail until the debt is satisfied. Tyler's attorney stands desperately. Your Honor, we respectfully request immediate bail pending appeal, Judge Caprio interrupts. Your client threatened this court, attacked a veteran, and showed zero remorse. He's a flight risk with unlimited financial resources. As Tyler is led away in handcuffs, he screams his final desperate threat, my dad will destroy you. Senator Madison doesn't forget people who cross his family. You have no idea what you've done. Judge Caprio's final words echo through the courtroom. Your father raised someone who attacks veterans and threatens judges. The voters will decide how they feel about his parenting skills. 6 months later, Tyler serves his sentence while watching his father lose his Senate seat in a special election. The viral video of Tyler's courtroom meltdown becomes Exhibit A in his opponent's campaign about political entitlement and disrespect for veterans. Judge Caprio keeps a photo of the restored war memorial on his desk, not as a reminder of Tyler Madison, but as proof that some things are too sacred for political influence to corrupt. Sometimes justice isn't about giving privileged young people second chances. Sometimes it's about ensuring that political power never trumps respect for those who served and sacrificed for our freedom. Tyler Madison walked into that courtroom believing his father's position made him untouchable. He walked out understanding that no amount of political influence can protect someone who attacks veterans while disrespecting the principles they fought to defend.